Live from WTOC, the Southeast News leader. The News Now starts on WTOC Plus.
Well, thanks for joining us this morning for the news on WTOC Plus. I'm digital anchor Jude Binkley. We start with this. A recent arrest in Reedsville is raising concerns about civilian-led predator stings and how they may impact criminal cases. According to Reedsville police, a group called Predator Poachers arranged to meet a man at a local church, claiming he intended to meet a minor. Officers arrested 57-year-old Jerry Davis and charged him with felony exploitation offenses after finding graphic content on his phone. However, Chief Matt Lynn says the way evidence was gathered by the civilian group could have jeopardized the prosecution.
You go through all this work and it looks really good on video, but at the end of the day, if they're throwing the cases out because they didn't do it the right way, then we haven't accomplished anything.
The case is moving forward only because an officer overheard incriminating statements before identifying herself as law enforcement. Davis remains in jail with bond denied. Turning now to state news, deadly encounters involving ICE agents in Minnesota are causing a heated debate right here inside of Georgia's state capitol. Niamani Watson with our sister station is in downtown Atlanta with more on why lawmakers are divided over immigration enforcement.
Democratic lawmakers are accusing ICE agents of overreach and say they are causing fear and chaos in communities. Meanwhile, Republican lawmakers are pushing back, saying they disagree. Some Democrats have proposed legislation and called on lawmakers to safeguard the rights to peaceful assembly. One proposed law would designate schools, hospitals, and churches as protected spaces during immigration enforcement. The discussion was first ignited after an ICE agent shot and killed Renee Good in Minneapolis a few weeks ago, and fueled even further by the shooting of Alex Preddy during a confrontation with immigration officers last week. Both incidents were caught on camera. Still, some Republican lawmakers say law enforcement officers are being unfairly portrayed.
They are targeting children, they're targeting families, they're targeting citizens, they're targeting everybody. Without being able to assert our rights, we simply don't have them.
When you have people in positions like ours, in positions of leadership, that are, again, dehumanizing and demonizing a group of individuals, and when you create that type of environment, it leads to negative outcomes that are going to get people hurt.
Democratic lawmakers plan to hold a protest tomorrow at the state capitol. Meanwhile, Republican leaders say they do not plan to propose any changes to state law during this legislative session. Reporting from downtown Atlanta, I'm Niamani Watson, Atlanta News First.
Back here on the coast, school leaders with the Savannah-Chatham County School District remind parents to send their children to school dressed appropriately as we see extremely cold temperatures throughout the week. Now, the extreme cold can be dangerous if students are not prepared for it. School leaders say they're ready for the cold temperatures once your kids do get to school safely. It includes running buses ahead of time so they start and operate properly in the low temperatures. They're also monitoring building temperatures inside, checking heating systems to ensure it stays warm inside as well. We should note we are expecting cold temperatures to remain throughout the week. Andrew Gordon will join us during our 11 a.m. show here on WTOC Plus with an extended look at your forecast as well as some of the potential precipitation we're tracking as well. In health news out of South Carolina, the measles outbreak is now the largest in U.S. history since the disease was declared eliminated 26 years ago. As of yesterday, the number of measles cases grew to 789, more than the Texas outbreak last year, which saw 762 cases. At least 12 people have been hospitalized. However, the spread of measles over the past year has left the U.S. at risk of losing its elimination status of the disease. The Pan American Health Organization could decide to revoke that status when it convenes in April. Chatham County Commissioners are gearing up for a key workshop happening in just over an hour today, focused on two major local issues. The board will meet at 11:30 in the Commission chambers at the Chatham County Administrative Building on Bull Street. They're going to discuss ongoing county-wide wastewater efforts and rules for using golf carts and other low-speed propelled vehicles on multi-purpose lanes. The public is welcome to attend and listen in as leaders talk infrastructure and safety on shared paths in the county. Our Cam McCann will be there as well in just over an hour. He'll have the latest on those decisions this afternoon during the news on WTOC. Well, yesterday marked National Holocaust Remembrance Day, and Jewish leaders say the lessons of that horrific period in time have never been more important. Political reporter Doug Reardon with our sister station in Atlanta is at the state capitol, where lawmakers have made sure to put Georgia's connection to the Holocaust front and center.
Well, this display has been here at the state capitol for a number of years now. It highlights the stories of both survivors and liberators as an important reminder as anti-Semitism rises nationwide.
For us, we hope that the Holocaust is a lesson, not just an event in history, but that it teaches so many lessons.
Rabbi Joseph Prass with the Bremen Jewish Museum and Cultural Center says there's never been a more important time to remember the harsh realities of the Holocaust.
People didn't ask questions. People didn't stand up to authoritarian regimes. That people didn't defend their neighbors when they could have. And that's really what led to the Holocaust.
6 million Jewish people were killed at the hands of the Nazi regime, and millions more in marginalized groups faced the same fate. A recent rise in anti-Semitism and denial about well-established Holocaust facts have given the day even more weight.
The Holocaust is one of the most documented events in history. We are surrounded by the pictures, yet people continue to deny and distort the facts.
But Rabbi Prass says there are only about 200 survivors and liberators left living in Georgia, a group that dwindles every year.
I hope I'm doing his story justice when I look at that.
Anita Stein's father, Henry Bernbray, escaped Germany at just 14 years old. He enlisted in the U.S. military as an interpreter and passed away just a few years ago.
My dad's that one, the second one. The glasses.
Anita and her siblings feel it's now their responsibility to share his story and the lessons he learned while living through that horrific period of time.
There's no better proof that it happened than hearing from a survivor. So yeah, it's our turn. It's our responsibility.
And there are technically 2 Holocaust Remembrance Days, one celebrated today and then Yom HaShoah, which this year will be observed on April 13th and 14th. At the state capitol, Doug Reardon, Atlanta News First.
Well, we have a WTOC update on a story we've been following for months now about keeping Tybee Island's North Beach safe for families and visitors. Big wakes from cargo ships heading to and from Savannah create sudden surges that can wash away chairs, dig steep drop-offs in the sand, and pose a real danger to families with children. Now, the city of Tybee is teaming up with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to get hard data they need to tackle that issue. Researchers have sensors in the water and on the beach, plus cameras are mounted high in the dunes tracking every ship, its speed, direction, type, and exactly how those wakes hit the shore. Research oceanographers say this will point to, the way to real solutions and ways to reduce those dangerous waves in the future. Our Bronte Sorotsky is out with those research teams right now. She'll have a full story coming up this evening about preventing that erosion. In sports news, Kevin Stefanski has made his first appearance as the Atlanta Falcons' new head football coach, and now the real work is set to begin. Falcons fans hope Stefanski will bring more wins than he did at his previous stop with the Cleveland Browns. However, Matt Ryan was quick to say that it's everything else about Stefanski that landed him this job. Philosophy, mission, staff-building quarterback experience, and yes, even the struggles along the way. Here's what the new Falcons head coach had to say.
Smooth seas do not make skillful sailors. And I think it's something that's important, as all of us understand. Some of those tough moments are going to make us better. I'm so excited about what we're doing at the Atlanta Falcons in 2026 and what we're going to be about. And I know this, you're going to get the best version of me as we get going here. You're also going to get somebody that's going to grow every single day that I'm in this profession. Somebody that I'm going to push myself. I'm going to have a staff around me that's going to push me. And to our fans, I want them to know that we're going to put our heads down and we're going to work.
Turning now to entertainment news, artificial intelligence is already reshaping how music is written, produced, and released. But could an AI-generated song ever win a Grammy? Well, CBS's Gwen Bumgarner tracks the growing changes happening right now in the music industry.
With each note, Tom Weir's Grammy-winning music studio comes to life.
We started with drums and a bass line.
Add in the piano, vocals, and violin. With the rise of AI, this human-based harmony is less and less how music is made. A study by AI platform Lander found that 87% of artists incorporate artificial intelligence into their work.
A lot of people using it as a collaborator. They're working with it. It's their co-arranger, co-producer.
Let the haters talk, let the rumors fly.
This single, Walk My Walk, was generated entirely by AI before topping the country Billboard charts in October, raising questions about the future of music and the legal challenges ahead due to the way most artificial intelligence trains on music without attribution or permission from the original creators.
You're getting awfully close to that border between, theft and actually enabling a new form of creativity.
Musicologist Judith Fennell says an AI-generated song could one day win a Grammy Award, as does musician Jeff Babko.
AI is a casserole of past people that have created things, so I don't think it's really a fair fight.
One survey found 97% of listeners can't tell the difference between human and AI-generated songs. Grammy eligibility does allow for AI, but requires a human component, explains Harvey Mason Jr. of the Recording Academy.
If a human's singing it, we'll give a Grammy to the human singing, not to the AI writing. But we're not going to award a Grammy to the AI component.
For Babko, there's still one note AI can't hit.
Human connection, I think, is the X factor of music, which AI can reproduce, but I don't think it can replace.
We'll see how it plays out. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
All right, call me old-fashioned, but the Beatles never needed AI to make their beautiful music. Just putting it out there. All right, finally, here on WTOC Plus, today marks a very special day for the National Museum of the Mighty 8th Air Force in Pooler. The museum is celebrating 84 years today since the charter for the 8th Air Force was created here in Savannah. The 8th Air Force was created to cripple Hitler's war efforts and secure an Allied victory in World War II. To mark the occasion, the museum will be celebrating with $8 admission today, as well as an 8% discount in the museum's store. The museum is open today from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I've been on my bucket list to check out since I moved here. Looks like they've got some really cool exhibits. It's definitely on my bucket list. All right, and with that, we're going to wrap things up here for the news on WTOC Plus. Appreciate y'all making us part of your morning. We'll be back in just about 45 minutes for another round of stories here, as well as an extended look at your forecast on WTOC Plus. Andrew Gordon will join us to tell you just how long these cold temps will last, as well as some potential, I don't want to use the S word, potential precipitation this weekend. That is something our meteorologists have been tracking for some areas of our viewing range. So we'll break it all down coming up in 45 minutes at 11 o'clock right here on WTOC Plus. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and here's Local News Live.